It's the year 2017, and Emma Martin is now a stockroom supervisor at Ducommun Incorporated, which is a manufacturing company that supplies products, engineering, and support services to the global aerospace and defense industry. Her first job was packing meat at Packerland for 6 months, and that obviously transitioned into telemarketing before she held up her first lead position at APSM Systems as an electronics operator. My name my name is Leslie Martin, and I'm here to talk to you about my mother, Emma Martin. She was brought to the United States at a young age without knowing any English. She was a second to last child of 12, which ideally back then it was normal for people to have big families. And she's the only one who went on to receive a high school diploma from Monroe High School in San Fernando, California at the age of 20. Upon giving some background information about my mom, her life and experiences, we'll compare it to what the textbook says. On page 300, the text says minorities make up more than 36% of the total U.S. population. Similarly, most of the growth in the workforces of other industrialized nations is coming from immigrants or groups currently underrepresented in the workplace. She uses her ethnicity as being part of the Hispanic community as an advantage to be a leader at work. Some things that distinguish her from other supervisors is the ability to use her bilingual skills and be used as a translator to those who don't speak English or those who don't speak Spanish. When there are vendors from Mexico, she gets chosen to work with them as the translator. On page 201, the book states that languages help people organize their perceptions, and that shapes their worldviews. The grammar of Spanish, for instance, reflects a number of levels of respect that reinforces status distinctions. English reinforces individualism by the only language that capitalizes the pronoun I in writing. This is known as a communication pattern. However, she doesn't only show leadership at work, but her daily life as being a mother and a team captain for her volleyball team. I asked her what a leader was to her. She answered by saying, being a leader to me consists of responsibilities because you want the people around you to be successful. And if the people around you are successful, you are successful. At home, she talks about her children who look up to her, and she serves as a role model for them, especially when they have tough decisions. On her volleyball team, she's the captain, so she helps her team strive for that certain goal in order to win the game. She says it's more relaxing than her work environment because work is definitely more stressful. And she has more rules to follow, whether it's labor laws or the company rules. For example, if you have 3 no-call no-shows, you're officially terminated and stuff like that. Being a Hispanic woman doesn't necessarily affect her performance, but it earns her respect from the male-dominant company. Like the textbook says, females in masculine cultures have a harder time emerging as leaders and are more likely to be segregated in a few specialized occupations. Being a supervisor isn't all about watching people work. It's difficult because you have to deal with a variety of people with different personalities, different work ethic, and stuff like that. Starting out as an electronics operator building parts for slot machines, it has helped her grow within the company she has worked for. And on top of that, she has worked a second job, come home at like 9 at night, and she wakes up at 6 in the morning. And she also went to Estrella Mountain Community College for some applied skills courses. Out of all her years working, she's only felt alone at one time. And that was when the managers had taken vacation time and she was left to execute all production by the deadline by herself. She didn't think it was fair, but she managed to do it because sacrifice has to be done sometimes in order to complete her task. She even goes in on weekends sometimes to help out more projects and people, even when she doesn't have to. She's paid salary, so overtime doesn't play a part in her role, doesn't play a part in her life. She ends our discussion by telling us that her impact has been influential, but she's very proud of what she's done, especially with coming from a different country, culture, and not having a degree. She's made her family proud and can only show people that nothing is possible. As long as you set your goals and as long as you don't get distracted, anything is possible. Like she always tells me, a goal without a plan is just a wish.